What up, y'all? It's Middleman TV in the building, and today we got to talk about Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Davis. Now, going into the fight, this was supposed to be a cherry pick for Gervonta Davis. Now, 3 months ago, when I saw the fight, I definitely thought, okay, this is going to be a cherry pick. You know what I'm saying? But as I saw the press conference and I saw the confidence Lamont Roach had, knowing he's from the same area, knowing they had fought twice previously in the amateurs, I started to gain confidence within myself that Lamont Roach might be able to do better than a lot of people see him doing. But never in my life did I think he'd be able to go the whole fight and potentially win the fight. You know what I'm saying? That being said, I think Gervonta got a little too conceited the whole fight. You know what I'm saying? Talking about retirement, worried about everything but the fight itself, while Lamont was super focused. And it showed last night. I thought the first 3 rounds were fill-out rounds, kind of rather boring and slow start to the pace of the fight. Around round 5, round 6 is when things started to pick up. I thought all night Lamont Roach made things uncomfortable for Gervonta Davis. He closed the distance enough that Gervonta Davis couldn't let off the shots that he truly wanted. He wasn't able to get clean shots off like he wanted. Did he land on Roach sometimes? Yes. But Roach has, first of all, Roach has underrated defense. His defense all night was superb. I thought anytime he did get hit by Gervonta, he took it great. And anytime, and a lot of the punches that Gervonta threw were hitting the leather, man. He fought a tremendous fight last night. He looked like an elite level fighter. He looked like he should be mentioned with the best of them. And I think going forward, we will be mentioning him with the best of them. That being said, though, there was a lot of controversy in the fight besides Lamont, countering and landing some beautiful clean shots. He landed it was either a jab or it was a straight right that hit Gervonta. It blinded him. And then he hesitated. It clearly affected his eye. And then he took a knee. He ran over to the corner to wipe his eye out. And the ref told him he couldn't do that. Started to count, but then he stopped counting. And then they said the knockdown was not going to count. That was probably, in my 20-something years of watching boxing, that had to be the most utterly ridiculous thing I've ever seen in the history of boxing. For a guy to take a knee. Once you take a knee off of a punch, it's an automatic knockdown. So I don't understand how they could excuse that, man. It was disgusting to watch as a true boxing fan. If you're a Gervonta lover, maybe you liked it, but it was disgusting to watch for me. And nonetheless, besides that, the championship rounds, I thought Gervonta Davis was getting hit with some clean shots. Now, there were some moments where he had Lamont hurt, but Lamont, like I said, with his uptight and great defense, underrated defense, he was able to, survive all those times. I thought Lamont Roach did enough to win the fight, man. I thought he did enough to win the fight with the knockdown, landing the cleaner shots, outlanding Gervonta, having the better body language in the fight most of the night. Gervonta making excuses, looking at the crowd, talking to the referee, starting talking shit to Lamont. Lamont was talking shit back, but it looked like Gervonta was the main guy talking shit. Just not focused. If you are a boxing fan and you paid $240 last night to go see that fight, thank Lamont Roach, because Lamont Roach made you get your money's worth. Lamont Roach brought the fight out of Gervonta Davis, in my opinion. Gervonta Davis was I don't know what was wrong with him. And I'm telling you guys right now, if that would have been an elite fighter like Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn Davis, no doubt in my mind he loses that fight last night. No doubt in my mind. But it was Lamont Roach. Not saying he's not elite, but I think there is levels to this game. I do think Shakur is the best 135er. I do think Keyshawn's on the uprise with more power than Lamont Roach. These are things that I know. So with me knowing that, I think Gervonta Davis would have lost to any one of them 3 men last night, including Lamont Roach, as he did. And where does he go from here, man? Tank needs to figure out if he truly wants to be in the game of boxing, or if he's bored and if he wants to call it quits, man. You don't hear too many fighters saying that they want to call it quits at the age of 30, but this is the reality that we find ourselves in. Gervonta Davis potentially calling early retirements. He said he might fight Lamont in a rematch. It looks like the Shakur versus Tank fight is going to be stalled even longer now. And of course, Gervonta Davis, after the fight, ran right to Twitter. And what did he say on Twitter? He said that there was grease in his eyes and they counted the knockdown, and the only reason that they got the draw, that there was a draw, was because they counted the knockdown. But anybody who has a boxing brain, watches boxing, understands boxing, and saw the fight last night knows that they didn't count the knockdown. So you would have to be totally stupid, not watch boxing, maybe a girl or something, maybe somebody who just watches boxing when Gervonta comes on, to actually believe what Gervonta just said earlier on Twitter. And that's really it, man. I'm here on Boxing to discuss the controversy. Lamont Roach was absolutely robbed last night. And anybody saying anything different is sick in the head and just has some type of love for Gervonta to the point where they can't be honest. And that's it. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Did Lamont Roach win that fight? Did Gervonta Davis win that fight? Let me know what y'all think, man. I'm gone. Peace.